discussions are ongoing on the first day of the G20 Sherpas Meeting on various issues that affect the global communities. And of course, what will be interesting is what will come out of the Johannesburg Declaration later next year. One of the new members is the African Union that recently joined the G20. And for more on this, we are now joined by the African Union Commissioner for Economic Development, Tourism, Minerals, Mr. Albert Muchanga. Thank you very much for your time. Just briefly, how discussions are going on the first day of the deliberations?
Well, we started early this morning. So far, we started very well. We had discussions on the method of work. The President of South Africa outlined that we should strive for consensus. I think in a broad-based manner, there is acknowledgement that for us to strengthen decision-making in the G20, there should be sufficient consensus. So that is emerging. They've outlined the priorities, issues of resilience, issues of debt, issues of food security. All those have been, and issues of critical minerals, all those have been supported by quite a broad-based number of delegations. They're going to establish task forces. Again, that has been adopted and agreed upon. The theme, solidarity, equality, and sustainability. Everybody appreciated that. So far, so good. We are moving in the right direction, and the African Union is here to fully support South Africa as a member of the African Union.
It's African Union as well as South Africa that speaks for the African continent. What do you like to see coming out of the Johannesburg Declaration that will be quite important for the continent?
Well, what we'd like to see coming out of the Johannesburg Declaration when the summit takes place this year, agreement by all the membership of the G20 on the priorities of South Africa. And in addition to the African Union and the South Africa, there are other specially invited countries and organizations. South Africa, Brazil invited Egypt, Angola, and Nigeria. They are participating in this meeting. South Africa may invite more. Then South Africa has also invited the African Development Bank. It's participating with us. So we always find time as African delegations to coordinate positions so that we are able to speak with one voice, a key principle in the African Union. So we are working. This is the first day. As to the substantive issues that are going to come out, I think they will start evolving, but they will be aligned around the priorities of the South African G20 presidents. And like I said earlier, virtually all the member states are fully supportive.
Do you see a scope for more members to join the G20, particularly from the African continent?
Well, you see, when the African Union was admitted, there was a paragraph in the New Delhi Declaration. They committed to admitting the African Union as a permanent member, and also indicated that in the future they may invite other regional organizations. But over and above that, various presidents of the G20 has made special invitations to other countries other than those I mentioned from Africa. For example, Norway, Netherlands, Switzerland, United Arab Emirates, among others. They have been participating. So at any one given time, the G20 is more than 19 countries and 21 international organizations, 2 international organizations, or that makes it 21, the European Union and the African Union. They've got other countries that coming to participate, close to about 50. So it's a large grouping, but for purposes of branding, it has always remained as G20. So as the economies grow of the world, as the economies grow in the world, there will be needed to get those voices also to come to the table and contribute to global governance, which is the main essence of the G20.
One of the issues is the cross-border payment that many African countries are not happy with. We know there are a lot of remittance that are paid across the border, a lot of trade that is being done, but cross-border trade, how is that being an issue and how is it being raised here?
Well, there's a paragraph on cross-border payments, but we at the African Union are looking at it on operational phase. When we established the African Continental Free Trade Area, we approached the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, to see if we can collaborate on coming up with a Pan-African payments and settlement system. 15 countries have joined. It's operating quite well. We need more to come on board. So within that system, it's possible to have payments in local currency on a daily basis with the net settlements on foreign exchange at the end of the trading day. So that removes the problem of payments across the board. So Africa is moving in the right direction by having collaborated with the African Export-Import Bank to create the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System.
Thank you very much for your time and all the best with
Thank
the
you.
deliberation.
Thank you very much. Okay.
That's Mr. Albert Muchanga. He's with the African Union. His squad is the G20 Sherpas representing the AU. Whole lot of issues that will be coming out in the next few days that, of course, affect the continent of Africa, but not just the continent, but also the entire world.